I need this. I need chemicals and green circuitry. Green circuitry I can make, that's not a problem. Blue circuitry, I need chemicals. And to make chemicals, I need raw chemicals. And raw chemicals I don't have. We haven't gotten around to them yet. Which means I'm stuck for a time being until we get to the chemicals. What I can do right now is once they wake up, we can go and check that ship out. For hopefully before the pirates decide to come back. I'm trying to balance out where can I take stuff from to make other stuff, but I'm kind of stuck right now. Ooh, that's a nasty situation, Galaxy Squad. That's bad luck. Honestly, I would save Scum in that situation. Okay, Claudia, draft into the ship you go. Galaxy Squad, drafted. You're going on a little trip, and Taki is going with you as well. Okay, and where's the derelict? Here it is, and there you go. Now let's see if this is an alien ship or if this is. Oh, it's an alien ship. Oh, it's an alien ship with eggs. This is early. This is unlucky. So these eggs hatch, and these things continuously make more of them. So this could be tricky. We'll see. Maybe I should have saved. Maybe I should have saved. There's the big guy. Okay, we were lucky there. It's still early on, so the ships are not as big as they could be. But those big guys are serious problems. Hold on, let's just open up the door here. Okay. Ah, there it is. Oh, Taki's unconscious. Oh, that's it. Fine. Okay, we can leave Taki unconscious there for a bit. Since the ship isn't counted as explored yet, that means there is still something alive in here. Because if there was nothing on the ship anymore, we would get the ship fully explored and we could do stuff with it. But it's not fully explored, so there's probably something here. Yeah, there was another egg there. There we go. Everybody's okay, everybody's alive. We have another ship. You're not gonna get killed. Hold on, what's this? Oh, it's just a... It looks weird when he's unconscious. Can you take the poor bastard to the bed? Poor Taki. He's sleeping on the floor now. Why did you even leave one of them on the... Why did you leave Claudia on the ship? Seriously, some things. Okay, time for the salvage. We have some salvage here. What are the items? Oh, tech block. Perfect. That's exactly what I need. Select all. To the ship it goes. How many tech blocks we have? 0. Seriously, is there something I can take away? I generally don't really need this at the moment, I think. That's gonna be 2 tech blocks. What I don't like right now is that my ship is defenseless. So I'm thinking, what can I take down to just build shields and turrets? Right now the ship I'm dealing with only has 2 turrets. I'm not in a good position at the moment. I think until I get chemicals, this stuff is useless. So I'm gonna dismantle it. Because there's no point in having this until I actually have stuff I need for tech blocks. So I'm gonna dismantle that, see how many that brings me, and I'm gonna put some defenses in place. I'm gonna do that while they're doing stuff on the ship. Is there any tech blocks that you can give me? System shields console. Okay. Now, I don't like doing this, but needs must. Takes 3. It takes 3. Damn. I need it. I need to be able to defend myself. I can build 1 now. But I also need to build the weapons console then. I have just enough. I have just enough for this and for the weapons console. It's better something than nothing. We're gonna get some text blocks later. Until I get chemicals, I can't do jack squat. I get some chemicals from the monster corpses and stuff, but it's so little. How much do I need for? I need 0.2 for 1 chemical. And how much do I get from this? From a monster corpse, I get 0.1. So I need to do 2 monster corpses for 1 of them. But I haven't gotten a single 0.1 of it yet. Even though I'm not really sure that this equals to anything. Because when you, for example, get biomatter, you get all of these, but it doesn't equate it. It doesn't seem like it's doing exactly what it says to do. Okay, Galaxy Squad. When you're tired, you're tired. And how's the transfer going of items? Still in progress. We have a lot of infra scrap as always. That's never going to be an issue. You Why cannot we hail them? Why can't we hail them? Operations. Why is this not? Oh, do I need to click on this? Oh, that's what it was. New trade. What do you offer? You have a fuel rod. I will take that fuel rod, and you can have these in amounts never dreamed of. Do you have some tech scrap, or do you have some tech blocks better? You do not. You also have no chemicals. New trade. Here's some more tech scrap. It's not that I need it that much anyway. There you go. Na, na, na. Okay, we're almost done with this. Once the trades are completed, we will jump out of the system. Now we can defend ourselves, which is great. Barely. Because with one turret we don't do much. We need at least two turrets just to be competitive with the enemy ship. Until I can make more tech blocks, however, or at least able to trade them or steal them, we're stuck. I can't make any tech blocks until I have chemicals to spend, and I don't have any chemicals to spend. Okay, is that everything from the ship now? Yes, it is. So we're moving on. Thank you for your cooperation, everybody. Moving on to the next system, where we hopefully won't run into the pirates. We are not running into the pirates. And this is a very good system, it seems. Still no pirates, great. So we have another ship we can claim, and I think a derelict as well, and a couple of ore. So we have a ship we can claim, and ore to mine. So Galaxy, since you have been wounded twice, I will leave you alone, and Claudia will be drafted, so that we can claim that ship. And everybody else, mining off you go. I will line up another storage to be built. Storage, large storage, because there is absolutely no point in building a small storage. And let's build it like here. What are you missing? Nothing. Good. I was already prepared to yell. Dock. There is a docking spot there. Perfect. Off you go. Maybe we'll get to salvage some tech blocks from here. We hope. I just hope this ship is empty. The ship is not empty. Well, Galaxy Squad, I'm sorry, but you will be pressed into service, I'm afraid. We have problems. There are enemies on that ship, and Claudia alone is not enough to deal with them. So you and Taki are being pressed into service again. You won't die. I will save Scum. You will survive. Okay, so you in here, Galaxy Squad, in here, And Taki also, although you only have a pistol in here. Okay, so now I know that claimable ships can have aliens on them, which is good to know. I will save because I am not a beyond save scumming, as I've said multiple times. Oh, 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 oh. There we go. Little aliens can't fly, so you can use that against them. Okay. We do want to catch them by surprise whenever we can by opening the doors. Okay. Think we're good. Uh, uh, uh. For some reason, Galaxy Squad, you move the fastest. See you there, Galaxy. See you on Sunday. Have a good one then. Thanks for watching. Okay, I have to take care of these guys fast because I will run out of air. There we go. Perfect. This ship can now be claimed, so claim it. Undraft. Undraft. Now you all just go back to the mothership so I can have all of this stuff disassembled. Now with all of these systems I should have some proper tech blocks salvaged. How many? I don't know, but unless we get bothered by the pirates, we should be fine. If I'm lucky enough, I'll have enough for another turret, and that will be sufficient to spank any pirates that dare to threaten me, and I need more water, so we will use more water. We also have enough hull blocks to expand the ship again, so I think it's time for us to build up the living quarters. Wish there was a way to turn these off because they just annoy me. They are too obtrusive. They should be like somewhere in the corner or at least in a minimizable window because they just keep popping up, and I know that they're not really about my ship but about this ship I've just claimed. Kind of annoying, have to be honest. Okay, so out of these things, this should bring me some tech blocks. This should bring some tech blocks. There's two generators here for some reason. This should bring a tech block or two. There's another stabilizer here. So now let us pray that the pirates don't decide to raid this particular system. Okay. They have a lot of tasks lined up right now, so everything is going a bit slow because I told them that they need to build, they need to mine, and they need to disassemble stuff on the other ship. But it is all for a good purpose, a good and noble purpose. The purpose being get me more materials. technically speaking, claiming ships should give you more resources than salvaging them, but I really don't know if it works that way, because sometimes it doesn't seem like it. Okay, so we need some walls here now. Uh, let's do it like this. We'll build a wall. Oh, I'm I'm doing it incorrectly. So we want a wall here and a wall here. And I think we're gonna put a door there, just in case. I want my rooms to be interconnected as much as possible. And now that we have it like this, wall light, let's move the wall light over here, for example. And we can move the beds over here. Yeah, I know I'm lining up even more work for them, but it's fine. This wall doesn't need to be here anymore. I can leave the table there, it doesn't really matter. And we're gonna put there another light, because I feel like it. Well, that doesn't seem to be connected to anything. There we go. Hull stability lost on the other ship. It's fine, that's because I destroyed I dismantled the stabilizers. Okay, now. Transfer. 16 tech blocks, yes. Fuel rod and 11 energy blocks, so we're good on the ammo as well. Get all of that moved. I think we're good. I think we're good with 16. I think I can make enough turrets to defend myself. Okay. Move all of this to... Yeah, now well, it will take them a while they pick everything up. But it's a lot of material to pick up anyway, so that's perfectly reasonable. It doesn't really matter. I think I don't really need to. This is still sufficient. I could move the kitchen over to here, really, if I wanted to. I don't really want to be honest. I like the kitchen being where the food is, and they can just move through the door. Okay, so that's done. Could you work on this a bit faster, please? Again, it would help if I could give priorities to this, but I cannot. I have to let them do it at their own pace. Seriously, devs, if ever one of you ever watches any of my videos, please, you need to give me some way of controlling these gets a bit more effectively. I need to be able to direct them or force them to do something quicker or focus on a task specifically. like priorities are fine, but if they're not actually following those priorities, or if I can't redirect them accordingly, it's not efficient. And if I want to make one colonist only do one task, then I've made one person do this job and this job alone, and put it on the highest priority, and they're still not doing that. Look, she is the one who's supposed to be doing it. She's walking all over the place. And now I can't even assign anybody to do the job. So this system of priorities needs to be changed and updated. I know it's an alpha. I know, but that's something that really needs work on quite drastically. Because I want to make a dedicated worker for because tasks like recycling take a lot of time because you pick up a lot of stuff. So I want one colonist not to budge their butt from the ship unless they need to poop, eat, or sleep. All I want them to be is behind this console working on the pile of stuff that needs to be recycled. That's all I want them to do. And I've put it on highest priority and I've put one colonist in charge of it, and it's not being done. So the priority system needs to be worked on. It needs to be updated. The game needs to have a system where you can tell a colonist to just be limited to a single task. And if I'm missing something and that can actually be done somehow, then I don't know. Because Claudia, I believe, was it Claudia or was it Angela? I can't even select her now. Skill 1, skill 1. It was Claudia because she has still skill 2. And what happened? Oh, because I'm not on the correct skills. Industry 2, yeah. Both Angela and Claudia have skill in Industry 2. So it doesn't matter. But she's still not doing it, even though this is on highest priority. Priority 1. And it says needs unmet. But that doesn't matter if there's other stuff there that you could be doing. There is other scrap you can. There's infra scrap. There is hull scrap. There is no energy scrap, right? There is energy. So, okay, hull scrap and infra scrap. I know that there are those, and we have a fire. Good. Fire taken care of. Nobody was harmed. We're good. I need to move these things to the factory area. We're down on the fuel rods, so I'm gonna build some more. We spend a lot of time in these places. Now, I don't really need any more hull blocks at the moment, so I'm not gonna waste my time with this. There will be plenty of hull blocks done from the scrapping. So let's just move on. To the next we go. We're abandoning that ship, which is perfectly fine. Now, we want that fuel. There's nothing here, so we don't care about that planet. There's the pirate. Oh crap. Out of hyper fuel. I do have tech blocks needed to get my ship armed now, so where I'm gonna put the turrets? Actually, let's extend the ship a bit. I'm gonna put the turrets here. That'll think be the most efficient thing to do. Okay, so we're gonna get some extra fuel, and there is a derelict here as well. Park next to the derelicts. Gonna make this so that's extra 11 fuel rods. Well, extra 11 fuel crystals, or energium, that's how it's called. And every single one is valuable. Again, we will take the standard crew to explore the ship. I'm almost willing to bet that it's going to be another alien ship, because that's just my luck. And again, there is no dock. The ship seems to be damaged quite a bit. So we're gonna make a dock there. So normal speed. Yeah, it's an alien ship. Even though this game has good music, I think that next stream for this we will be plugging in Pretzel in, because it's very intermittent and seems to only turn in just a few times, like when you're entering another ship or when you're in battle and stuff. So, which is atmospheric, and that's not a bad thing, but you know, for a stream you want to have a ongoing soundtrack that constantly plays. So next time we will be using Pretzel. Oh, perfect. Those aliens kind of played right into my hand. But there seems to be a survivor. Since the question is, where is that survivor? Ah, there is the survivor. There we go. Undraft. Undraft. Salvage everything. Next time the ship comes, we will send some of the inference craft. 3 fuel rods and 3 tech blocks. Perfect. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. I think we will be able to defend ourselves. There isn't any detriment to having uh, more turrets early on. Essentially, they use ammo, and ammo is made out of the energy blocks. Its ammo is actually the energy cells. You need them for the shields as well. And the only way you can make them is with fuel rods and which one? The cell fuser. So you need one green. Uh, you need a green electronic, and you do need a fuel rod. System turret. I'm gonna spin it because I'm planning to park one again next to it. Actually, cancel it? When we build the infrastructure, then the rest is going to be used on solar cells, since that can supplement some of the power. It should theoretically decrease the amount of fuel we use from the fuel cells, but I don't know if that's actually true or not. At least not in this build of the game. And again, you do have the infra and the hull scrap, and you're not doing anything. Energy turrets. Oh, I'm actually out of energy blocks. Do these things need energy blocks? Yes, they do. They need 5 of them each. These are also built here, if I'm not mistaken. No, they're not. Where are the energy blocks built? Oh. Where are the energy blocks built? Maybe the advanced assembler? Indeedio, the advanced assembler, which also needs 1 energy block to be built as well. So I think I'm gonna have to cancel one of these, at least for now, because I need to be able to build more of them first. I do have enough tech blocks to make this now, so let's make this. Ten more minutes of streaming and we'll be calling it a night, since I am working tomorrow, so I would like to get some sleep. I can also make this, to be honest. I have enough tech blocks right now to bear that expense. Oh, that's why it's not being built, because there's no way to get there. I was like, that's taking awfully long to build. Yeah, maybe if I built them a path over there, they'll do it. They can't reach it. There we go. Okay, so you need for energy block, yeah. I need energy cells. And for that, well, I could make some. I'm actually gonna make this on an if. If will produce 5 if less than 5. Actually produce more if there's less than 5 of them. So we're gonna put it automatically. Axel Bugbyte, are you actually from the Bugbyte development team? If yeah, I'm Axel. If you're actually the developer, then first of all, I'm very honored that the developer is actually watching my stream. But I've during my video I actually did make a few hints. I'm hoping that you are actually working uh, on the priorities, because I was commenting that I want to be able to have a colonist do one job and do one job alone, specifically for the recycling, because these take a lot of time to do, and they're not being done fast enough unless there's somebody sitting on this machine all the time. So this job priority thingy is only working if somebody is nearby. There should be like a priorities section where you can actually arrange that and build it, or make them do one task or prioritize one task above everything else. Something like that's in the menus you can always access, because they will ignore even this. I've set this to the highest priority, and they still ignore this. This is still like the last thing on their list. In the crew management menu, which menu are you referring to? The crew management menu. Green guy icon in the top left. In this? Yeah, I play around with these as well, and right now I think Claudia was the one who was set. And even if I play with this, they will still sometimes prioritize other tasks. So right now I've put Claudia on highest priority, so she should be sitting on this machine all the time. And she is off. Angela is doing it now. What is she doing? So she's again, now they're socializing. So it's, and now Taki is doing it. So again, the generally priorities do work. I see. So essentially, you have to deny everybody else to do that. Yeah. That's the only thing that's currently bugging me, is that I can't really force them to just do one task alone, unless I essentially do the three different maneuvers to get them to do it. I think, in my opinion, the more effective thing would be if you could assign individual jobs to them, and that they would be spending most of the time in that task alone. So something like this, but instead of these, because this can develop multiple things, like just do recycling or just do something, or at least an option to do it. I'm not explaining myself properly, but I'm guess that you won't know what I mean. Also, I'm hoping that you're adding a lot more blocks to the game, because right now, I mean, I know it's alpha, but there are a lot of things that are still that would be needed to get this game running properly. For example, there's only one weapon system, and you essentially don't have a lot of leeway about how you're going about it. If you want to have your own one ship competitive, it has to be two shields, two stabilizers, four turrets. I've tried other combinations and I get my ass whooped with the pirates that have four turrets. It just doesn't uh, doesn't make them competitive enough. And also the resources such as the oops, what am I doing? The resources like the fuel rods, because they're being used on so many things, like the ammo for the shields, for the fuel itself. It is if you want to build more than one ship, you just don't have enough. You don't have enough fuel rods to do it. So while I wanted to build a fleet when I was playing on a higher difficulty, I couldn't do it. The moment I had the second ship, uh, yeah, and that's exactly what I was trying to do. I was trying to overpower a pirate ship by using a fleet of ships. But when there are less resources on higher difficulties, I just couldn't get enough fuel rods to fuel the all three ships, and I ran out. There was no way for me to substitute the fuel rods for the shields and for the turrets, so I was running out of them. Errors. Cannot commute with other factions. Elevate system readiness. Mass capacity. Ah, mass capacity exceeded. Oh, that's what I did. Mass capacity exceeded. I need more thrusters. So I'm not saying that you need to increase the amount of fuel that shows up in the galaxy like tenfold, but at least provide some alternatives for fuel rods because fuel rods can run out, and when they do, you're essentially dead in the water. Well, I am following it, Axel. So we will see what the alpha will bring. I'm looking forward to experiencing the uh, uh, research tab, but again, that research will also have an impact when you have more content in terms of what you can build inside of a ship. It would make sense if you start with like a smaller turrets and then upgrade to a larger turret type or a stronger turret type, something like that, or increase uh, because right now, since this is alpha and you can essentially build everything from the get-go, nothing is preventing you from. I mean, I didn't go far. I'm still in the very first system, and I ran into a problem of not having enough tech blocks, and I didn't run into chemicals yet. And because of that, I can't make tech blocks myself, so I'm completely limited to what I can find in the systems, and I had to disassemble some of the machines to make other things or getting from the claimed ships. Also, can you explain to me how this actually works? Do you actually get all of these things, or do you have to select one when you're recycling? Are you actually getting all three of these products, or just one of them? So when I'm getting biomatter, are all of these the end product, or just one of these? That's weird because I've made monster meat and the monster corpses, and I've this is all like I've already like 8 of them, and no chemicals were made whatsoever. I still have no chemicals, and I've already put 4 monster corpses from this, and I guess I got the water, but I didn't get any chemicals. So it won't show in the inventory until there is a 1.0 item in it. Okay, good. Because I thought that I had to maybe select it, because even though I was going through, I didn't actually get anything in the inventory, and I didn't see that. Okay, that's good to know, because I was like wondering maybe I need to select it because nothing was and the early game the only way to get chemicals is through monster meat, as far as I can tell. Okay, I think I got everything here. No. Did I tell them to build that part? Yes, I did. Why they are not? Oh, because I put them in a system readiness. Generally speaking, Laxel, I'm loving the game a lot. I'm a big fan of games like this. I love games where I can manage a colony, manage a ship, and the feature that you can build a fleet. That is one of the biggest things that I'd look forward to in doing in this game. But like when I play on a higher difficulty, there's just not enough items to keep them running. Not just fuel rods, but even regular fuel. I think one of the ways of getting around that is maybe add some ways of uh, getting those items or alternative items that are maybe less effective than fuel rods, but would that you can ensure a regular supply of some alternative fuels or something like you can make. Oh, since you're here, I'm going to abuse your presence here for a bit more. Explain to me the solar collectors. Do they actually decrease the amount of power that you're do they decrease the amount of fuel that you're consuming because they create additional power, or they just stack power made on top of what you're already making through the generator? Because when I was hoping before when I made it that creating those solar collectors would decrease the load of the uh, essentially it would decrease the consumption of fuel rods for the rest of the ship, but it doesn't seem to be that way. At least I had no way of measuring it. That's so that's very good. I was hoping that right now the game just gives you everything pretty much open, and it can be confusing because the only way that I had to learn how to make a certain item was just to go through these and look at the GUI to see what item is being made by what, and then just follow backwards through them which items I need. So if they're actually being researched through directionally, that actually makes more sense, and it's easier to then put into context. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. I'm looking forward to additional content of this. Like the only problems for right now with the game that I have is, as I've mentioned, is just the scarcity of fuel, and the priorities not really behaving in a way that I would hope they do. But those things can always be uh, tweaked. So it's nothing major. The game itself is great and I love it. I just I'm looking forward to to the updates. That's pretty much it. Uh, like being able to make a fleet. Also, I've noticed that when you have a fleet, the crew members tend to visit each other's ships, which is cool, but they also tend to get stuck on that ship. Uh, they will sometimes end up on another ship and they will then proceed to sleep on the floor of the ship they were visiting because the shuttle left without them. Which is amusing, but also kind of weird. Also, I'm assuming that there will be more furniture and stuff to do because right now there's only lights and a couch. Well, several types of couches. There's the game has infinite potential, really. Ship stamp. Oh, I see. Yeah. I didn't even get to play around with all these menus. I'll have to look into those as well a bit more. Another thing that I would suggest is to, because of a large part of the game is exploration of derelict ships and stations or whatever comes, uh, a way of saving squads maybe so that you don't have to individually draft people each time around, so that you can just click on a pre-made squad and just tell them assemble or something like that. I will put this on a normal speed because the aliens can be tricky. I can say nothing but praise about the boarding system, the way that the movement works. I especially love that you can stand next to a door and open it. I'll that is a great concept. I wish that more games of this nature had this. Uh, I would suggest an addition of a retreat option. They can? Yeah, they can. Is that mentioned anywhere? Because I didn't see it before. Thanks for that tip. Thanks for that tip. That will make squatting a lot easier. I didn't know that you can actually do that. Uh, uh, yeah, but maybe give some kind of a quick command for retreat to ship. Because when you're clicking on them, it's very easily to misclick. So some just a shortcut command for retreat to ship would be very useful, especially when you run into those big aliens. Yeah, I didn't spend that much time scrolling through the control options, to be honest, so I didn't notice that. But it's that's a very important functions for managing of squad. I love this that that you can walk next to the door and open it, and then just plan your uh, 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 plan attack or draw enemies in. The boarding of the ships is really well done. That's probably one of the things I enjoy the most. No, I don't feel the aliens are too easy, Axel. At least not. Well, on my other playthrough, I played pretty much almost to the center of the galaxy. I didn't play it all the way through because, well, it's the comment I'm gonna make this is only because this is early alpha is because after about you reach the halfway point through, there is nothing new happening, and no new ships are showing up, no new aliens or anything like that. So it becomes samey. Uh, I essentially just kept the game running on the fastest speed, uh, clearing out derelicts. Oh yeah, the trade system. Can you make it that you can trade more items at a time, or just make him stacked or some way? Uh, because you get some items that you get in hundreds, and clearing out stacks of 10 each time is. It would be one thing if it was limited, but you don't have a limit in how many trades you can do while the ship is there. So just allow us to make stacks of more than 10. Uh, the aliens themselves aren't too easy. I mean, right now there is the small one, the big one, the egg, and the spawner. They can actually be quite tricky, especially when they become in bigger numbers. Uh, the concept of the aliens and the aliens themselves are actually good. Yeah, the shotguns are actually the weapon of choice that I always put for aliens. Well, I've noticed, I don't know if this is intentional, but the rifles, the assault rifles seem to be quite effective against pirates, or when you're doing a boarding action against a faction. Uh, for for aliens, the shotgun is the go-to weapon. Pistol is, I don't know if this is intentional or not. Pistol I didn't find a use for. It can be okay against smaller aliens, but it's just too weak. If I send out a two people boarding party with armed with just pistols, they will be overwhelmed even with a relatively small number of aliens. So the pistols, it would be okay if pistol was a sidearm that you can have as an additional weapon. Uh, Although it wouldn't have any point in this type of gaming scenario, but it's too weak. The pistol is too weak. Also, its accuracy, as far as I can tell, isn't really all that much. The shotguns clear them out quite effectively, and for boarding parties against aliens, the shotgun is definitely the weapon of choice. I will say that when you run into bigger ships, bigger derelicts, and that they have a lot of spawners on them, or those mushroom things, uh, it can be quite difficult, and I often had to save scum because even though I had the weapons and the numbers, if the random number generator was on your side and one of your guys gets unconscious, or the big guys just knock them around and stun them, uh, they could get easily overwhelmed. Which isn't a bad thing. It makes you play more careful and you can't just walk through a ship each time. You actually have to be more careful. So it's definitely a good thing. I would add some variety, but I would advise that the number that can spawn on a ship is appropriate for the size of the ship, if that can be limited in some way, because this would be the ship size, and I would run into a situation when pretty much all of this half of the ship was just aliens. So pretty much every tile was either an egg, a spider, the big guy, or the mushroom spawn, or whatever it is. So somehow limit that, because it can be quite ridiculous, because this would be the size of the ship and the amount of aliens would be pretty much just overwhelmingly large. Apart from that, leave it. It's actually good at its difficult. It shouldn't be easy. It should be a risk. It should be something that makes me uh, want to save my game each time I'm about to enter another ship or another zone. Like I said, the only complaint I have is scarcity of fuel, and the priority is not really always working as they should. Although I do need to do more testing on the priorities to actually involve these things as well, to see if that's actually the case. Right now, they seem to be kind of. I do have to essentially limit them, as you say, to only perform one task, and some of them are just too long. Uh, Another thing I would add is those warning messages that come on the right side when you claim a ship. They just keep flashing and coming and resetting. If possible, put it in a collapsible window or something, because it just fills the whole right side of the screen with information that I'm aware of but can't do anything about. And I think I emptied this as well, so we will be moving on. Mhm. Another thing that makes fuel economy even worse is whenever you're making an interstellar jump, because every single cold sleep unit requires a fuel rod to for every single jump. It can empty your fuel reserves just like that, especially since you also have to use them for construction, for fueling the shield generators, and for fueling the turrets, for the ammunition for the turrets. So the fuel is difficult to keep on top of, especially if you have a fleet of ships. Uh, on a higher difficulty, when I didn't put on a plentiful resources, I just couldn't. The energy crisis was pretty much from the first system. I couldn't I couldn't keep up with the fuel demand, and the making a bigger ship or more than one ship was just not an option. I just couldn't keep up with the fuel demand, especially because you're using up fuel even when you're doing tasks like mining and in a system. So even though you don't want to use up more fuel, you still use it. Yeah, that's pretty much what I do, but that's that works right now. But I would like that I can put things on whatever difficulty I want, and that my progress in the game isn't uh, kind of limited by what the random number generator will decide will be the presence of fuel in the galaxy without me tweaking it. Uh, like I said, this is an alpha, so this is perfectly fine for now, but it definitely could use some tweaking. Or, like I said, give alternatives to that fuel rod so that you are not immediately wonked the moment you run out of fuel, so that you can replace the fuel rods with other things that are more readily available, such as make refinement of fuel from chemicals or from other things, or give alternative generators, uh, like fusion, or even maybe some kind of a fossil fuel just for the fun of it, something that would run the economy apart from the fuel, so that you can mix and match or combine that gives you more options. It also makes the game more enjoyable because you have more options in how to run your fleet. If you're stuck on just the crystals, you are completely at the mercy of the random number generator, which is okay to an extent, but it shouldn't be a limiting factor because the moment the fuel runs out, your ship stops, and there is no out of that situation anymore. At that point, you're stuck. You can use the solar generators, which are not perfect, to give you basic power, but it won't let you move further. And because you don't know how much time you're going to be spending in each individual system, you can't plan for fuel consumption that way. So more options in that regard would be good. Otherwise, it's fine. Yeah, that at the stress beacon or just a beacon to bring in a trade ship or something like that, or just a way additional ways of uh, it's like the situation you've probably heard of the game FTL, Faster Than Light, and while it's a different game in this, it's a roguelite, but it has a very good balance of how you can get around things. So how you can get around fuel, how you can get around ammunition. There is always a way to either trade, steal, capture, or destroy something to get it. Uh, for example, you get derelicts very often, but you very rarely actually find any decent amount of fuel on them, since you only get scrap from the things you get from the ships. So some other ways of even stealing fuel would be good. Also, adding ships that you can actually have fights with other than pirates, that would be more in line when you start the game, or that just progress along with you. Uh, because you can't wage war against a pirate on equal terms right now. So trying to board them is a suicide. Uh, the only way to fight pirates right now and claim their ships is to overpower them either by numbers or by turrets, and then waiting for them to suffocate to death in their ships. If you try to raid them, because they will usually have more pirates than what you have in crew, they will overpower you because there is no additional ways of protecting yourself right now. As far as I can tell, there are no armors or protective items that you could increase your survivability, so the crew is exposed. So you are always entering the fight on their terms. And there should be a way that you can enter the fight on your own terms, or at least neutral terms. Like I said, this is just feedback for what can be done. There is a lot of room for growth for this game. Also, Axel, I do put all of my content on YouTube under the name Angel Shade. That's the channel. So I did talk about some of the feedback even before in the channel, in the videos that I've recorded. So if you do need some of the feedback, by all means, either comment or just watch the videos. Let me know. I will be the way that I stream early alpha games, like I did your game and Shipbreaker and some others that I plan in the future, is that whenever there is new content released, then I continue playing. Like I will be playing Space Haven now until I reach the point where there is nothing new for me to show. Then I'm gonna stop, wait for your updates, and then uh, continue streaming it because you reach the point where you have nothing more to show, and that's pretty much right now because of the game's constraints being so early in alpha. You pretty much get everything unlocked from the get-go. So there is no pacing. But as you release updates, I will be returning to it as well. So if you need more feedback at that point, just check me out again. Uh, insufficient. Oh yeah. Uh, was this it? Yes, it was. Ah, but I have no chemicals. I have enough to make chemicals. Finally. Yeah, I was mentioning that earlier to one other fan of your game who was watching the stream before, uh, who left already because he went to bed, and we were commenting about the game, and we were both commenting how we're looking forward to the research section that's coming with Alpha 10. And I like your kind of Oxygen Unincluded approach to how you do the updates, where you have the timer in the corner on the loading screen. That's very good. Keep that. That is a very good thing to keep people advised of the progress. That's a very good alpha feature. It gives always the idea that the game is moving on, that the development is being continued, and what to expect in the next update. So, well, Axel, thank you for joining my stream. It's actually a very, very big pleasure for me to actually be joined in my stream by a developer. So thank you for being here as well. And by all means, join up again next time. I will be streaming more Space Haven next Wednesday. So if you wanna, by all means, stop by. Thank you for being here. Okay. And I'm also gonna be ending the stream today here at the nice spot of being attacked by a bloody pirate. A single turret pirate, which means I can win this. I have two turrets, he has one. Also, does he have a shield? Yes, he does have a shield. Well, I will not be engaging this pirate today, because I too need to go and get some rest. But that's where we'll be, and that's where we'll be continuing this next Wednesday. So everybody that did join me today for the stream, thank you very much for watching. It was a pleasure as always. I hope you enjoyed. Axel, thank you for joining the stream. Always a pleasure to have a developer actually joining us. If you want to, by all means, do it again. If you want to, you can also check out what I already recorded on my YouTube channel. Everybody, thank you, as I said, for watching. I will see you on Sunday for some Factorio. We will continue the Space Haven on next Wednesday. And that's pretty much it for today. Everybody, wherever else today in the world, have a good night, good evening, good morning, good day, and I will see you next time. See ya.